Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and recently I got to play some Subtlety Rogue all the way to 2K. Now 2K isn't really the biggest rating that anybody's ever gotten. There's a lot of players that are at 2200, 2400, 2500, which is kind of like the Gladiator range, 2700 and even 3K, which is rank 1. But I do want to stay consistent as best I can, at least earning 2K every single season. Yeah, that's because that's my minimum. I want to get at least 2K and then see if I can push afterwards. What's so interesting and special about this time around with 2K is I didn't get it playing my main spec. I didn't get it playing combat or outlaw. I got it playing subtlety and the Subtlety Rogue of Legion. I actually had a lot of fun. Now I usually play outlaw because that is my main spec. That is the spec that I'm currently focusing on, and that is the spec that I honestly do enjoy the most. Like when it comes to just playing World of Warcraft, PvE, PvP, arenas, BGs, I enjoy Outlaw the most. But in this new team, when I originally was looking for people to play with and push rating with, I found a hunter and a healer, and we recently changed a few healers back to back to back, but the hunter is still the same. And when I originally joined the team, I thought to myself, okay, well if I come in as Outlaw, chances are people are going to be like, oh, you playing Outlaw? Oh, but Outlaw isn't really viable. Oh, why don't you just play Subtlety or Assassination? And then what if we have some really unlucky games and then it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna move on. And then here I will be just trying to make myself happen. Because normally I play with friends. Normally I play with friends that know exactly what the hell I am all about and what my spec is, my strengths and weaknesses. That's why in the past, like Pandaria, combat has been able to work out for me. And in WoW, of course, combat was the preferred spec that everybody played. But when playing some subtlety, I decided, okay, I'm gonna play the spec that probably fits the best here. And I actually ended up having a ton of fun. At first I thought, okay, well I'm gonna sacrifice a little bit of my own enjoyment just so I can play a spec that's probably best for this, and then maybe I'll introduce to these guys the idea that I might be playing some outlaw. But I ended up enjoying playing subtlety, and I think it's just particularly in this comp. It's just, subtlety is a good spec. I think it's a fun spec, and I do enjoy it. I do enjoy every single spec of Rogue, but I do have to favor Outlaw in the very end. Nevertheless, I do enjoy playing subtlety in my free time, and I've really just played in BGs, and Assassination is still very fun to tinker around with because of the talents and the possibilities, and I'm always trying new things. But when playing subtlety in arenas, is just like, it's a whole nother experience that I've never experienced. Now, I know that subtlety in Legion is probably not the most difficult subtlety ever, but I definitely had a lot of fun, and I'm not used to being able to kidney and blind and sap and back to back and just teleport all over the place, so for me I had a ton of fun. I think the comp is what works out for me the best, the Thug Cleave, which is a powerful comp, especially with Beastmaster Hunter. Thank God Hunters got buffed, but that makes Marksman even more annoying in Cupid Cleave, but that's a whole another story that I can talk about. Anyway, playing Thug Cleave as Beastmaster in Subtlety just feels right, feels so powerful. On one hand, as a rogue, you get all the stuns. You make sure that you are the guy that's stunning everybody. So it feels like you have a lot of control. You can control the DPS, you can control the healer, and you basically call out whenever you're throwing out control. You can peel, you can suppress, you can cross CC. It just feels very powerful. And I guess I'm just the kind of person that just likes feeling like I'm in control of the game, because then it feels like I am more likely to understand exactly what's going on, and I'm more likely to impact it a little bit more thoroughly. I'm more likely to put a little bit more of myself into the game, and with all the control that I have, I can direct it, whether we are, let's say we're losing, and I can steer it in the right direction kind of deal. What's also great is the flexibility of subtlety, the flexibility of saps and blinds, and that's just the best part, is the fact that I can just sap in the middle of nowhere because I have Shadow Dance up. That is just a powerful feeling, because you can throw somebody in such a long CC chain that it's like, okay, this is a guaranteed win. And even blinds, like, because I'm running with a hunter, and we have traps, and we have saps, and we have stuns, and we have Wyvern Sting, we have just so much CC already. And if I am able to save my blind after all the trinkets have been gone, that's it. I blind them and that's it. In some cases, it just seals the game, which is just satisfying to play. The spec of subtlety is also a very consistent spec in terms of damage and CC. You always have lineup of CC, and you can literally have it on cooldown. You can Shadow Step Kidney, the healer every time, to line up a trap, to line up a Wyvern, to line up a blind maybe, and then maybe a cheeky little sap in there in between, so somewhere. But also the damage is very consistent. And I thought for a while like subtlety, like finality and having to deal with it and keeping up the dot of Nightblade and eviscerates, but when you start playing it and you start spamming your shadow strikes and you start rotating your CC, basically I started making sure that I have a Nightblade on the enemy, and then I'm focusing on controlling the enemy, and if I'm ever full on combo points I just hit eviscerate. So then the rest of the game it just feels like I'm controlling, and because I'm focusing on control, I'm also bringing in the damage, and in some cases I'm topping the charts, which is also exciting because it just feels like it's a spec that rewards you for being control heavy, which is what the spec is really good at, without making you feel like you're losing on damage or burst, which is awesome. Anyway, this is some of my games that I've had for subtlety, and I think I'm just gonna put all the games in a compilation together for you guys to see some of the very final matches. Now I know I didn't play perfectly in every single one of those matches, but some of the CC combos we had were awesome. Just the amount of control you have and the damage, just raw power you bring into the game is exciting. So hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.